Hey everyone, it's me again and welcome to Get Ready With Me. I haven't done one of these in a minute and I'm gonna have to move fast because I'm losing light very quickly. I kind of decided to do this on a whim just because I was sitting here and I was like, you know what? I have somewhere to be tonight. We're going to a going away for one of my friends who's PCSing, sad face. So I figured, you know, now's as good a time as any. Why not put a face on and show you guys this makeup look that I put on Instagram a while ago, and some of you really liked it. So thanks for liking it so much. And it uses the Too Faced semi-sweet. Uses the Too Faced Chocolate Bonbon palette, which initially I wasn't even gonna get, but guys, like ever since I got it, I've been kind of obsessed with it. Like, I mean, obviously I don't use any of the pink shades too much because, you know, me and pink don't get along, but all the other colors in here, like all the other neutral colors in here are really gorgeous, and some of them are very unique. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a little get ready with me style video. I've already done my eyebrows and my foundation routine because I'm actually doing a review of, sneak peek, the Hourglass Illusion Hyaluronic Skin Tint. I've been using this for about 2 months now, so I feel like I've really formed my thoughts on it and can give a review of it. So that is going to be coming. Makeup. Let's do things. So first I'm gonna get my usual 70 Kashuk 109, and I'm gonna take the shade Divinity from this palette, which is this kind of cream color. Very good base color. Just gonna swoosh that all over my brush. And I'm just gonna wash this all over the lid. This is gonna set my primer because this look is gonna be pretty soft. Soft and easygoing. It's kind of a pinup with a twist sort of thing like I've done before. See the cards for more info on that whole thing. But yeah, I'm just gonna wash this all over. And this makes shadows so much easier to blend. Like, it's amazing. Plus, these Too Faced base shadows are usually pretty pigmented, so they can get rid of some of the veins and redness and darkness I have around my eyes. All right, now I'm gonna go into, which one did I use? I think it was Mocha. I'm gonna take Mocha, which is that shade right there. It's kind of a medium brown neutral, although I think it leans a little warm on me. And I'm gonna put this in the crease with the same brush. So, I know with Get Ready With Me's you're supposed to kind of talk about things other than the makeup. So, my plans for this weekend. It's currently Thursday as I'm filming this, so I actually have a performance to go to, but I'm not in it. The elementary school has a program called Young Americans, which is really cool. These theater people come in from out of the States or something. It's like this organization that tours around and they do a 4-day workshop with some of the kids covering theater and singing and dancing and all kinds of stuff. And then they have a final show at the end of the 4th day, and today is the final show. So I'm thinking I will go to that just to scope it out, being the unofficial theatrical liaison officer for my school. I'm kind of the go-to theater gal, so I like to go and scope these kinds of things out just to see what they're like. I have not a whole lot going on Friday. I do have a client, a potential client tomorrow, although she hasn't gotten back to me with like what time she wants to do things. But I have a potential client tomorrow and a definite client on Sunday on Atsugi, so I'm gonna be over there doing makeup. All right, now I'm going to deepen up the crease a teensy teeny tiny bit with my 116 brush and Bordeaux. Bordeaux is that color right there. Delicious, kind of red brown. Love these kinds of colors, and I'm just gonna very lightly tap that. Dump the excess on the back of my hand. Thank you for coming, don't need you right now. But yeah, that's about it. Not a whole lot going on, honestly, although it sounds like I have a lot going on. I like to keep busy, you know. I'm the kind of person who just likes to, I'm a very creative person, I'm very scatterbrained, so I constantly have to be doing something. Otherwise, I will go insane. Is anyone else out there like that? Leave me a thumbs up so I know I'm not alone. Justin is still at work right now, even though he should have gotten off a while ago. And actually, that's kind of a thing with people now. Like Justin, for as long as I've known him, he rarely ever gets off work on time because he's a huge workaholic and he sucks at delegating labor. So anytime there's something that needs to get done, he likes to do it himself and entirely himself, and he doesn't like to pass it on to the next shift the way they kind of encourage you to. And I mean, I can understand that to a certain degree, right? Because, you know, there are some things where, you know, you can't trust other people as far as you can throw them. And you know what they say, if you want something done right, do it yourself. So a lot of the time he will be extremely late coming home from work, and I'm talking extremely late. Like right now, he's not that late. He was supposed to get off at 3 o'clock, and it's, I'd say a little after 4, maybe 4:30 right now. So he's not super, super late, but normally his average getting home time hovers between 5 and 7 p.m. And there's a lot of people in my life, especially people who first meet me and don't know me as well as others, they will judge. I mean, you know, they pass judgment, and of course some military spouses are kind of that stereotype where, you know, they all of a sudden assume things, and they like to sort of, you know, if your husband is late coming home from work, that automatically means that you must be having problems at home or that you must be having trouble in your marriage. So yeah, I mean, when I go to social events and he's either at work or asleep, because he does sleep a lot, on days off, he'll sleep maybe around 15 hours, like 10 to 15 hours, which is a lot. And that's actually something that I would love for him to work on, but what can you do? You know, people hear that from me all the time, that like, oh, he's at work, oh, he's sleeping, and they're like, are you, like, I've actually been asked by someone, I'm gonna put molasses chip right there, this beautiful kind of rosy bronze color, and I've actually been asked by people, like someone pulled me aside and was like, hey, where's your husband? And I was like, oh, he's asleep. He's been asleep since, like, you know, yesterday evening, and it's like the following evening, so it's been like, you know, 15, 18 hours or so. And the person who, you know, I won't name names, honestly, I don't think I can remember her name, because it was some kind of big ol' community spouse type event thing, and she was like, are you guys doing okay? And I was like, not that it's any of your business, but yeah, we're fine, why? And she was like, well, you know, it's just, I never see you two together, so like he's always asleep or at work, and it just got me thinking, like, maybe you guys were fighting or something. And I was like, no, not really, we're still doing great. It's just, you know, my husband has different priorities than I do. I'm the kind of person who loves social events. You know, I love going places and doing things and going on adventures on my time off. That's like how I unwind, is, you know, going on adventures and being social. I'm an extrovert. That's kind of how I've operated. I get my energy from social interaction. And Justin used to be like that too a lot of the time, but if he's stressed or, you know, in any way, like, you know, having problems at work or just generally stressed out from the world, he responds to it in a different way than I do. Where I would, you know, go out to a bar and have a drink or two with my buddies, he sleeps. Like, that's how he handles things. You know, it's not normal. It's not something that a lot of people would be able to kind of stomach, if that makes sense. You know, people, they think that married couples need to be around each other constantly all the time. And it's just not true. I mean, my husband and I love spending time together, and we love each other, but we don't need each other to survive, if that makes sense. Like, you know, he and I, while, you know, he'll show up in a YouTube video from time to time, but, you know, he's not an integral part of my channel, for example. You know, we both have our own separate lives and our own separate hobbies and our things that we like to do, because at the end of the day, like, yeah, you know, you're a married couple, so you're bound to one another in certain ways, but you're also two different people with two different lives, and it's okay to have different interests from your partner and have your own life and your own social circle. There's nothing wrong with that. So that's kind of how I deal with those types of people who assume that, you know, we're having issues. So now that I just put a little bit more darkness in the outer corner, I'm gonna do the lower lash line with some Bordeaux. I love this shade. I just think it's interesting, like, how different people interpret different things and how they feel the need to know everything, particularly on like a military base. You know, I've never had the experience of living in a housing development style area like this. Normally, for my entire childhood, I grew up in a home in the backwoods. I was in like middle of nowhere, you know, bumblefuck, and our nearest neighbor was easily a quarter of a mile away. So didn't really have a whole lot to deal with on that end. And then when I moved out to move in with my now husband, we lived in an apartment. I mean, you know, there's interaction there to a certain degree, but it's nowhere near the kind of like social interaction you end up running into in military housing, because, you know, everyone's in the same situation. They're all coming from different walks of life. So they're all desperate to kind of make friends, which again is totally understandable. I know I was there. And, you know, it's a housing development, so everybody wants to know what's going on with everybody else, and like, you know, what's the latest scandal, who's sleeping with who's talking to who about what, and I just can't be bothered with that kind of thing. I don't know. I'm gonna put some more molasses chip on my pencil brush and put it on inside here. I'm sorry if the lighting in this video is complete and utter shit, guys. I started filming this really late, so I have no light. And I rely on daylight to film my videos, and I thought I was gonna have enough light to be able to survive through a quick get ready with me. But as I'm looking at myself in the viewfinder, I'm looking a little bit blue right now. I'm gonna take Satin Sheets, which is this other big color here, which I swear was in another palette. Wasn't it like the Natural Eye palette? I don't know. But I'm gonna load this up on my pencil brush and just pop that in the inner corner here to add some brightness. I love this look because it's really quick too. And I'm just gonna put that on the inner part of the lid here a small bit. And I mean, at the same time, this is probably a look that's, you know, been done with this palette by so many different people. I am certain I am not the first one to have done this look, but these colors just go really well together. And, you know, when I first picked up this palette and was swatching it and looking at it, this was the first look that came to my mind as something that would be right up my alley. Little teeny tiny Sephora angle brush, and I'm gonna take Bordeaux again, because I cannot get enough of this color, and I'm gonna just stamp that on the lash line. Story of my life, I got no light, my camera's about to die, 'cause it's a shit and I forgot to charge it. Story of my life. Really simple, easy eye look, am I right? Like, that's all of the shadow that you need to do. That's it, you're done. So basically what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna plug my camera in and let it charge a little bit while I do my mascara and false lashes. You guys know how I do that. You really don't need to see it. And I'm gonna do the cheeks, which is basically just a teeny tiny bit of contouring, little bit of blush, and then some highlight. I'll go ahead and cover what I used after I get back. But yeah, I'm gonna do all that and then I'll be back with the lips. Hey guys, okay, I'm back and now I have even less light. Look a little different, don't I? Just to give you a quick rundown of all the face products I used the Lunatick Cosmetic Labs Contour Palette for my contour and blush. I love this thing, it is so good. And then for my highlight, I used Becca Moonstone as always, just to get that little pin-up glow to the cheeks, loving it. And for lashes, these are the Ardell Demi Whispies in the wine shade. I know they're hard to find. I found mine at Sally's Beauty Supply in the States and oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to like find some place to buy them online and stock up because dear God, these are amazing lashes. I love them, especially with this look. The wine color in the hairs just sets everything off. It's so pretty. And now I am rapidly losing light, so I need to go ahead and finish this up. I'm gonna take my Obsessive Compulsive Cosmetics OCC lip pencil in anti-feathered, and I'm gonna line my lips and fill them in just to prevent any bleeding. Not that these lipsticks bleed, but they can sometimes, and you can never be too careful. And this wig is by Ardell Wigs. I forget the style name, I'll put it down there. I keep forgetting, because my friend Diana so graciously restyled it for me. It looks completely different than it did originally. She curled it with a flat iron to give this really retro look, which I'm in love with. It's beautiful, and the best part is I don't have to spend 4 hours doing my hair because it's a wig, so I can just pop it on. So, now that the lip liner is on, it's time for lipstick, which, you know, being me, I just couldn't do a standard red lip because one, you know, the Bordeaux shade in this eye look is more of a red brown. It would have clashed with a bright fire engine red lip. You know, I've done the classic, you know, neutral eye red lip pinup look 100 million times, and I'm always looking for ways to make it a little more modern, to make it different. And this time around I opted for a chocolate brown lip. Of course, you guys have seen this in tutorials before. This is Jeffree Star's Velour liquid lipstick in Dominatrix. It is my favorite chocolate brown lipstick of all time, hands down. It's beautiful, it's amazing, it's long wearing, I love it. So I'm gonna put that on real quick. Alright you guys, sorry about that. I really, like, when it comes to liquid lipstick, I just need complete focus. You know, I've been wearing these Jeffree Star Velour liquid lipsticks for about a year now, and I still suck at putting them on sometimes, but there you go, that is the finished look such as you can see it in this particularly shitty lighting situation. I really like how this look came out. I loved the outfit that I wore with it, which if you guys want an outfit of the day video, let me know, but I'm probably gonna have to do it on a different day because I am fresh out of good lighting. So let's go ahead and do some awkward posing. Awkward posing. Looking down. Looking forward, looking fierce. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope you found this Get Ready With Me helpful or entertaining and learned a little bit about how to put a twist on the conventional pinup look. If you did learn something from this or you just plumb enjoyed it, there's a button for that. Spank that like button in the butt, you know it deserves it. And if you want to see more from me, subscribe and become a member of the faithful today. I put out new videos every Sunday, and if you really love me, I have a link to my Patreon in the description. Thank you guys very much for watching and joining me today, and I will see you in the next video. Toodles!